Hello students, this is Omkar Deshpande. So in the last class we have started with the topic called staffing. In that topic we have learnt about meaning of staffing, definition of staffing and importance of staffing. In today's class we are going to cover staffing as a part of human resources management. Now if you see the staffing, exactly staffing in simple words, what is meant by staffing? Staffing is all about recruiting right person for right job. Hiring the right person for right job is called as staffing. But when it comes to the staffing, who has to do this kind of a work? This is the one most important question arises. Who has to do this kind of a thing? So for that, what happened, top level management, they are going to appoint one person called as a HR manager, that is a human resources manager. So he is the person who is going to look after this matter, that what person is required, what is the job profile, that right person for right job appointment is responsibilities of HR manager. So staffing is all about the activity of human resources management. Now today we are going to look after what is the HR manager's role in staffing. Okay, so see here staffing as a part of human resources management. Now see, staffing as part of human resources management. Staffing is purely a part of human resources management, because in human resources management, one manager called as a HR manager who is going to look after all these matter, and he is the person who is going to take a responsibility of appointment, recruitment, selection. That is what about right person for right job. This work is performed by here HR manager. Now let us see what are the HR manager here performs. Human resource management. Now what human resource management does here, the first thing is what they go with the recruitment. Recruitment in the sense what, ki applying inviting the people to apply for the job, inviting the applicants, those who are really interested, who want to do the job, they are applying them to inviting them to apply for the job is called as recruitment. For example, if you see the newspapers and all, the wanted will be given, so and so company, this is a job profile, these many vacancy. So this is what they arise. So this what wanted which we give in the newspaper, that itself is called as a recruitment. Then the second thing is that recruitment work is done by the HR manager. Now third one is about analyzing the job. First thing, what he is going to analyze the job, which kind of a job is required, what kind of a job is there, what he has to do, how. So these are the things he is going to analyze it. Now collecting information, he started collecting the information, what are the qualities which in a human, what are the qualities in an employee should be required, that he will take, and preparing the job dispersion. When he prepared the job dispersion, that which type of a employee they want, qualification, experience, that everything detailing what they are going to prepare, that is what about job dispersion. Then the third thing is about developing the compensation and incentive plan. Now what as a for an employee, what the salary, incentives, and what are their basic salaries and wages, what these things which will be decided by the HR manager. He is going to prepare all the he is going to prepare the rules and regulations. According to that, he is going to frame that chart and he will give it to the top level management. Now this thing is done by the human resource management. And fourth one, yani deciding the salary for the employees. Okay, in simple word. Then the fourth is training and development. As a human resources management, even their biggest role is that they have to train the employees, because directly we cannot give them the job in their hand to perform them. We need to give them the training, we need to give them how to handle the things. So these things are training and development activity which is done by the human resources management. And next, fifth point is maintaining labor relation and union management relationship. Now what happened in the organization, there will be something called trade union, there will be union of management will be there, whom he is the person, HR manager, who is going to negotiate the things within what their requirement, what is the company's requirement. So these adjustment, these maintaining the relationship with those people will be done by the human resources management. Now the sixth point is handling the grievances and complaint. If any complaint from the employees is there, that complaint is there, or any suggestions or any requirement for the employees is there, that all the things his analysis will be done by the human resource management. Seventh one, providing for a social justice, security and welfare of the employees. Now for every employee they require the social security. Those all security, social security, in what form it is required, everything will be given. The facilities will be provided by the HR managers, and also welfare of the employees. All employer are like a family member of that particular organization, so he is the person who is going to take a leading activity in taking the care of everyone and getting cooperation between everyone. Okay, so this is done by the human resource management. And the last point is defining the company's lawsuits and avoiding the legal complications or compliances. So here what happens generally, there will be some laws, rules and regulations is there, particularly when it comes to employees. Now those all rules and regulation, what all things are there, those everything what happened as a HR manager he is going to take into consideration according to lawful the business activity which will be conducted. So for employee also, what for according to the law what they should be required, everything will be everything will be implemented, and it will be brought notice in the form of into the top level management by the HR manager. Okay, so this is what these are the 8 points are there when it comes to human resources management. They take place, they take initiative in doing all these kind of things. Okay, now after the completion of that, next we'll go to the stages in staffing process. Now how this staffing process will be done? For preparing that staffing process, there are some stages are there which we have to understand it. Okay, and very important question from your examination point of view. They will ask, explain the stages in staffing process. So you need to answer all these points. Okay, so let us see the first point what is there. As a HR manager or the human resource management, what the first thing they does is about, and what will come in staffing process is the estimating the manpower requirement. They are going to see now what organization is there. In that organization, how many people are required, how many employees are required. That estimation is made by the HR manager. He is going to take that responsibility that how many people are required, what kind of a job profile are there, complete regarding when it comes to employees, what all things required, everything chart will be prepared by the HR manager. So first he is going to analyze that, estimating how manpower requirement, how many manpower required for the organization. Okay, you are aware that while designing the organization structure, we undertake an analysis of decision and the decision making level, activities as well as relationship among them with a view to involving the horizontal and vertical dimensions of a structure. So when we prepare the organization structure, you people have learned in the previous chapter organization structure, when you prepare like top level, middle level, lower level. In the top level the president will be there, under him managers. So these things are, so how many people are required, that assessment which will be done by the HR manager. Thus various job positions are created. Now various job positions will be created, like one person will be acting as a supervisor, another one will be acting as a clerk. So all these things detail will be mentioned. Clearly performance of each job necessity the appointment of the person with specific set of educational qualification. Now every employee they will set some educational qualification. According to that qualification only they are going to recruit the person. Skills they will see and prior experiences. So in an employee they will see the qualifications, skills and experiences what they have and what job profile they have. So everything first they are going to estimate that how many manpowers are there, what are the things which are required in them. Okay. Then the second one is about recruitment. When it comes to recruitment, allowing the applicants to apply for the job is all about the recruitment. I have given the example that in newspaper what the wanted, the list will be given the requirement. So this is what about the recruitment. Okay, the recruitment is defined as a process of searching for a prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for a job in an organization. Here literally we are going to search it, that key those who are actually job required, whom we search it out and bring them into the work. This is what a recruitment does. The information generated in the process of writing the job description and candidate profile may be used for developing the situation vacant advertisement. When we give the advertisement in the newspaper, we clearly mention the job profile, the job description, that what all things are required, everything detail we are going to mention it out. The advertisement may be displayed on the factory or office gate, or else it may be got published in the print media or flashed in the electronic media. So anything can be given. You can paste it on the industrial near the gate also, you can notice board also mention, or we can give it in a Facebook, WhatsApp. Nowadays electronical mode also we give the advertisement, and also newspaper, print media. So everywhere we can mention that what kind of a human resource we require, what kind of an employee we require, qualification, everything detail we are going to mention it out. The step involves in locating and the potential candidate or determining the source of potential candidate. So we are going to look after the potential candidate whom we want them to work, because we want end of the day that right person for right job. So we are searching for that right person. That's what we go with the recruitment process. Now the third one is selection. So when the recruitment process take place, many people they apply it, but we cannot give everyone job. सबके लिए तो जॉब हम दे नहीं सकते हैं. तो यहाँ पर होता क्या है, when we go with the recruitment, actually 10 posts are there. For example, देखो 10 posts we required in our organization, but there are many people are there who is going to apply more than 10, maybe 30-40 people they apply for the job, but we want to give only 10 people for a job. That time what we are going to do is that we will go with the selection process, and we are going to conduct the various kinds of a test for them, like aptitude test, objective type test, personality test, so these interest test. So all these tests we are going to apply to those people. With the help of that, what happened, we try to find it out that what quality of the resources what we required, what quality of employee we required, we are going to search on that, and those who are fit in all the matters we are going to select it. Those who feel that they are not fit for it, so we are going to remove him, we are going to reject him in the selection process. So in the selection process what happened, we are going to select that right person for right job in the particular stage. Okay, now selection is the process of choosing from among the pool of prospective job candidate. The many people, how many they will apply, among that selecting one is about selection. Developed at a stage of recruitment. When we go with a recruitment, many people will apply. From that we have to make a selection. Even in case of highly specialized job where the choice space is very narrow, the regional of a selection process serve two important purposes. Here the two most important purpose which we take into consideration. First one is it ensures that organization get the best among the available. Those who have applied for the recruitment, among that only we have to select one best who can survive for a long period of time in your organization. Now second one is it enhances the self-esteem and prestige of those selected and convey them the seriousness with which the things are done in the organization. So here the things is about to whom we are going to recruit, they should be having self-esteem, prestige रहना चाहिए. So with the help of this what happen, even they should feel about seriousness about our organization, what are the things we provide, what are the expectations are, everything which we have to clear it out, that everything will be done when it comes to selection part. And fourth one is about placement and orientation. Now placement in the sense what, after selecting we will give them the particular place where they have to work, that is what about the placement. And orientation in the sense what, some introduction of employees to the organization and organization to employees. This introduction is stage which we are doing in a orientation program. So when it comes to the placement and orientation, here the employee is going to get a particular place, they will understand what job they have to perform, and on that what happened, their introduction towards the company will be taking place when it comes to placement and orientation. Okay, let's read what they have given. Joining a job makes the beginning of a special socialization of a employee at a workplace. The employee is given a brief presentation about the company and is introduced to his superiors, subordinate and the colleagues. As soon as he got selected, when he will be joining to the company, that time his introduction will be given to his superior and subordinate people and his colleagues who will be there in the organization. He is taken around the workplace and given the charge of a job for which he has been selected. What kind of a job is selected for him, we are going to take it around, we will show our organization and we will give the particular place for him where he has to work it out. This process of familiarization is very crucial and may have a lasting impact on a decision to stay and on his job performance. So this is what generally every organization does, where they are going to give the placement for him, their introductions will be given. This is what the journey which that start in the organization. Now orientation is thus introducing the selected employee to other employees and familiarizing him with the rules and policies of the organization. Now orientation is nothing but his introduction will be given in the organization and he should be familiarized with the organization and what are organizational rules and regulation, everything we are going to inform to him. Placement refers to the employee occupying the position or a post for which person has been selected. Now what job is selected, giving them an appointment letter or giving him a placement or letter, that is what about a place where he has to work it out. Okay, so the next fifth point is about training and development. Okay, next is about training and development. So as soon as first what we are going to do when it comes to staffing process, the first is we are going to estimate it out how many manpowers are required, and the second thing we go with the recruitment, third we go with the selection, fourth we go with the placement and orientation, the fifth one we have to give the training for them, because as when a particular person we appointed it, for him our company will be totally new. directly we cannot give that job in his hand. We have to give him some kind of a training for him, that what he has to do, how he has to handle. So everything detailed training session which should be give few days training session should be given to the particular selected employees. So this is what about the training is all about, giving the information about the company and how to handle the job, what are the job he has to perform, what are his activity, his duty, everything we need to mention in the training we are going to teach him. And second is about development. When it comes to development, an employee's development is very important in your organization, because soon after 1 year he is going to get a confirmation. When he get a confirmation, what will be his role is there. So slowly development of the organization should take place with help of this employee. So regarding all the things which we are going to inform when it comes to training and development program. Okay, now let us see what people seek is not simple a job, but it's a career. It's a matter of a career what he is going to select it. Okay, everyone must have the opportunity to rise to the top. So every employee, even they feel that today they are joined as a fresh clerk, tomorrow he should act like a supervisor, then he should act like a manager, so that top he has to get promoted. So go on promoting, usko promotion milna chahiye. Even he should feel that mere ko yahan par growth hai, aisa usko lagna chahiye. Okay, so the best way to provide such an opportunity is to facilitate employees learning. So we have to allow them to learn it. When they start going learning process, definitely their development and growth will be taking place. Organization have earlier in-house training center or have forced the alliance with the training and educational institution to ensure continuing learning of their employees. So that is the reason what the employee also, as an organization, they are having close contact with the educational institution as well as the HR consultant. So there they get a training, they teach their what are the process are there, how the growths are there. According to that, what happens for employees, the learning process will automatically will take place. The organization to benefit in turns, if the employee motivation is high, their competence are strengthened, so they perform better and thus contribute more to the organization effectiveness and efficiently. So here the things are what, when we give the training for our employees, he is going to learn the many new kind of things. That new kind of things will create a creativity, innovation things. Those creativity and innovation will definitely help for organization for a long run. That will definitely help him to get a growth in the organization, for the organization as well as for the employees, which will lead to effectiveness and efficiency in the organization. The next sixth point is about performance appraisal. When it comes to performance appraisal, we need to understand that how much job is given, what performance he is doing. So at 1 year, basically we need to take the concentration on him, that what task is performing according to our standard, he is performing it or not. So we are going to appraise his performance, what it is there. Okay, after the employees has undergo a period of training, they have been on a job for some time. There is a need to evaluate their performance. This is very important. After the training, when he will take a responsibility and he started working it out, we need to evaluate his performance. All organizations have some formal or informal means of appraising their employees' performance. Now every vendor, formal organization or informal, they have their own techniques to evaluate the job performance of particular employees. Performance appraisal means evaluating an employee's current and or a past performance as against certain predetermined standards. So what the standards we have set, according to that standard, a particular employee, how much he is working, whether according to that standard he is working or below the standard is working, or he is working more than the standard, what the accuracy, what company expected, more than that he is performing. So everything we are going to evaluate the job performance. That is what about performance appraisal. And the next seventh point is about promotion and career planning. Very important. Promotion in the sense what key step by step and increasing growth should be required. Okay, like for example, clerk to supervisor, supervisor to manager. So like that top position they should require it out. Okay, so now he is maybe working in a supervisor level. He may be later on with experience he may go with a middle level of organization. Then later middle level से वो top level को भी जा सकता है. So these things will be there where promotion is very important for an employee, and also his career planning, because in an organization there should be some kind of a career opportunity. Then only an employee feels satisfied and he is going to stay for a long period of time. Okay, it becomes necessary for all organization to address a career related issues and promotional advantages for their employees. Nowadays it is become very necessary for every organization that they should create a career opportunity for employees. Manager need to design activities to serve the employees long term interest also. As a HR manager, he should take care that our employees should stay for a long period of time. If they want to stay for a long time, we have to give them the growth. Then growth, to give the growth, what are the structure we have to frame, what are the expectation which we have to keep. So regarding these things, he is going to work it out as a HR manager. They must encourage the employee to grow and realize their full potential. Always organizers should encourage the employees to come up, to give their ideas, and to full interestly they have to work it, so that will definitely help for the organization. Promotions are an interior part of people's career. Now, promotion is a clearly part of interior part of a people's career, because everyone requires the promotion, because nobody want to stay at only one place. They have to go to the top position. So this is what every employees, the expectations will be there. They refer to being placed in a position of increasing responsibility. When the promotion is given, again definitely responsibility will be getting increased, and for that responsibility they should be prepared for it. Thus usually means more pays. When promotion is given, even they will get definitely more pays, more responsibility will get, and also the job satisfaction which they are going to get it out. This is what about promotion and career planning. At the last is about 8th point is compensation. When it comes to compensation, even as a HR manager, they should take care about the employees' pays, like salary, bonus, house rent allowances. The many different kinds of allowances, perquisites will be there. So those all the things, the benefit which as a HR manager he has to prepare everything, and he has to inform to the top level management, and according to that which they have to prepare it out. Okay. Now all the organization need to establish wages and salary plan for their employees. They need to prepare the wages and salary plan for the employees. There are various ways to prepare the different pays plan depending on the worth of the job. By seeing the job profile, they are going to select that how much pays is to be paid and how much they is supposed to pay. This everything evaluating will be done. Basically the price of the job need to be determined compensation. Therefore it refers to the forms of pays or reward going to be employees. Now when they are going to decide the salary and pays for the employees, there should be some standards which is they are going to set it out. 1 year this much. If they perform extremely well, for that they will be different. If they perform below the less, this one. So like that what happened, according to that some standards should be framed. According to that we should inform to the employees, so that they can work well, they can perform well. According to that we can pay the good amount of salaries to them. Okay, it may be in the form of direct financial payment, might be direct financial payment like monetary aspects से हो सकता है, like wages, salary, incentives, commission and bonus हो सकता है, और in non monetary हो सकता है, यानी कि indirect payment also like employees paid, insurance, vacations. So like that what happened when it comes to compensation matter, two things are there. One is monetary aspect, second is non monetary aspect. When it comes to monetary aspect, we can give them the salary, wages, incentives, commission, bonus, this we can do. But when it comes to non monetary aspect, that's what they have given, indirect payment like employees paid insurance, we can go with the insurance, PF facility we can give, and also the vacations which we can give it. So like that benefits will be given. So this is what about the compensation. So these are the 8 stages are there when it comes to staffing process. The first one was regarding the estimating manpower requirement, second was the recruitment, third one was the selection, and the fourth one is all about placement and orientation, and fifth one is about training and development, and sixth one is about the performance appraisal, seventh one is all about promotion and career planning, and eighth one is the compensation, which all these are the 8 stages of staffing process. Okay, thank you.